All right, Broncos country, this film review is going to be on the Broncos defense. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it right here. And it all starts with some ugly 44 yards here from Jerry Jeudy. Now, it looks like here the Broncos are playing this as man coverage, right? You're going to get motion across the formation right here. You already have two receivers on the side. You have a tailback who's offset to the right as well. You're going to give this a rip call. From the looks of this, based on how we're doing it, this is because it's a single receiver. You're going to have man coverage here, PS2. On Elijah Moore. You're going to have Brandon Jones. He's going to be playing down here. He's going to pick up anything that comes across right here. Jonathan Cooper's going to take a step back, and he's just going to drop underneath. But what's going to happen, how this is interesting, it looks like PJ is going to be playing middle of the field right here. Brandon Jones is going to rob down here, essentially. Man coverage. Now, right here, you got Justin Sternad lined up on number 2. You got Levi Wallace lined up against number 1, but these guys are stacked. So you're going to see it. Watch Levi Wallace right here. Looks like he's going to give a combo call, but because of the motion, right now you got 4 potential options to one side. So ideally, how this goes, because you get the motion here, Nik Bonitto is going to actually go into coverage. He's going to cover the tailback. You're going to get the motion guy, which seems like Justin Sternad. He's going to pick up the motion guy, number 88. Njoku's going to come across, and it looks like Cody Barton is going to see that he's going to come inside, but because you have Brandon Jones robbing, Brandon's going to drop down and help against Njoku. And so on this one, Levi Wallace is going to stay outside thinking that there's going to be a route coming to the outside. That does not happen. Jerry runs the deep over and is wide open here. Now, it's like no one's covering Jerry, right? So you're protecting right here. Sternad's going against him. Bonito's against the tailback. You got help because you know Brandon Jones is robbing against Njoku. And so at this point, Levi Wallace should be staying on Jerry Jeudy and going with him across, as obviously PJ is going to climb here to the middle field. Now, he's wide open, and he gets 44 yards here. That's just my interpretation of it. I don't know the Broncos' defensive call here. That's just based on what we're seeing in terms of how the play played out. Now, pre-snap as well, you got DJ Jones playing a one technique. You got a 4-eye right here from John Franklin Myers, Bonito outside Cooper, and then Zach Allen playing a 4-eye inside shade of the offensive tackle. From a defensive perspective, it is gun right. From the offensive perspective, it is gun left. Now, motion across, you're going to see Cody Barton's adjusting. They have some sort of combo call because now Bonito's going to play man on the tailback. Barton's going to cheat over and help on anything coming inside, playing underneath. Sternad's going to take number 88 right here. Now, there's pressure right there. TJ Jones kind of gets there. I mean, it's close. Now it's like, hey, John Franklin Myers is reading right here. Jameis Winston does a good job sidestepping, and now he just throws the window because no one went with Jerry Jeudy. This is a big explosive play. 44 yards to start the game. It was just 44 of a historic night for Jerry Jeudy. Jameis Winston was on a heater to start Monday Night Football. Obviously finished with a lot of yards, but 3 interceptions to the Broncos. I know he had a handful of touchdown passes, but right here, he's going to get Levi Wallace. Levi Wallace had a really rough game for the Broncos on Monday Night Football. You get man-to-man coverage, and obviously you're going to get motion here from Jerry Jeudy. Pat Surtain's going to follow him. Man coverage right here from Brandon Jones against David Njoku. PJ Locke playing middle of the field safety, and then Jaquan McMillian playing right here on this receiver. Broncos defense right here, right? Obviously, you got man coverage. They're showing they got both Jonathan Cooper, Nik Bonitto walked up in the A-gap as if they're blitzing from like an inside linebacker standpoint. And then you got Cody Barton, who's an inside linebacker, Justin Sternad, who's an outside linebacker, off the edge as if they're going to blitz. What's going to happen is Cooper and Bonito are going to blitz inside the A-gap alongside with the defensive line, while Justin Sternad and Cody Barton drop back and protect on anything that's a crossing pattern. Now, Elijah Moore is going to have a nice move off the line of scrimmage. He's going to get Levi Wallace to open up and kind of turn towards the sideline. And then Elijah Moore steps back inside. Watch this. Now, not bad initially at the start, right? You know, initially, Jameis Winston's looking maybe for Jerry Jeudy. He says, hey, that's not there. Pressure's coming. Jameis does a good job of stepping up in the pocket a little bit, staying there, not panicking. This guy's covered here, so obviously Jaquan is going to be on his hip. Levi Wallace right here is on Elijah Moore. Got his hand on, but now it's got a little bit of separation. Right? You're not in phase. You're not in the hip pocket here. And so now Elijah Moore says, hey, this is going to be scramble drill. He floats it and turns it into a corner. Levi Wallace caught staring in the backfield with a hand on it, and now Moore gets separation. Jameis fires and is going to get a 44-yard completion here to Moore. Rough game for the veteran cornerback Levi Wallace on Monday Night Football. So let's watch it here from once again. Yeah, find it ironic, right? It's a little funny. You got your inside linebackers blitz, like showing a blitz look from the outside. Your outside linebackers blitzing on the inside here. DJ Jones lined up in a 4-eye right here. You got to walk up here on the guard. And then obviously you got Zach Allen right here in a 4-eye. And basically at this point, it's, hey, they're going to try to pressure inside. Zach Allen's going to get to the outside. He's going to have a nice little one-on-one here. And Jameis just does a great job sidestepping, staying in the pocket. Now it's going to turn it into a scramble drill. Cody Barton's going to have to attack here. And because Levi Wallace loses his man, it leads to a big explosive play downfield. 500 yards given up by the Broncos defense. Not ideal. The Broncos give up their first defensive touchdown of the game right here. You're going to get motion from number 81. He's going to be kind of an end man here at the line of scrimmage. He's going to be off the ball, and obviously you got a tight end right here who's off the ball as well. David Njoku right here, he's going to be the one that's going to score. He's just going to run vertical stem inside, run the post, and he's going to catch it in between Levi Wallace and P.J. Locke. Now, initially right here, right, the Broncos, they're playing man coverage. Brandon Jones right here against number 81. Pat Surtain right here against Jerry Jeudy. Justin Sternad is playing man alignment on the running back. If this running back comes out this way, it's Sternad's guy. If this running back goes this way, Cody Barton's going to pick him up. And ideally, from a corner position, you're playing man coverage on the outside receiving threat. And then right here, it seems like there's a miscommunication because it's like, all right, hey, Barton's got a rule. If this guy comes out this way, he's got to take him, right? So who replaces right here? Well, you got P.J. Locke playing the middle right here. He's protecting the end zone. So at this point, if this guy comes out here, does Barton go with him, and then Sternad replaces inside to help because you got outside leverage here from Levi Wallace. This just seems like this wasn't communicated because obviously this tight end, he's going to block Andre Tillman 1001. He's going to leak out here. Barton drops back here. He's in this window. Levi Wallace is playing to the outside. At this point, Wallace has to commit to get on this hip and then try to just make a break on it. PJ's going to get over right here. Jameis throws a perfect ball right here to a perfect spot there to David Njoku. Miscommunication on the back end there. It leads to, obviously, a touchdown. It's 7-7 at this point. But watch how everything's kind of formulating. Cody Barton's keying. Obviously, Chubb is going out this way. He sees the route. Now he's going to settle inside right here. At this point, Wallace has to attack and drive right here because Barton would reroute and re-release here to number 88, and PJ is going to get over here. But because Wallace is to the outside now, Jameis sees it, and he's like, hey, I've got this window in between the linebacker and the safety. I'm going to fit it right here perfectly. Touchdown. Big target there for David Njoku for Jameis Winston. This is right before halftime here. You're going to get motion from Elijah Moore. The Broncos are playing zone defense. Now, too high safety look here from P.J. Locke and Brandon Jones. Pat Surtain's outside leverage against Jerry Jeudy. What's going to happen here is Jaquan McMillian's going to blitz here off the edge. You're going to obviously have your your 2-down linemen and your 2 outside linebackers blitzing. Jaquan blitzing as well, so you're going to send 5 here. So if Jaquan is blitzing and you're playing zone coverage, that means that you have to have somebody replace in coverage. That's going to be Cody Barton. He's going to be playing this kind of curl to flat here because this guy's going to leak out a little bit late. Pat's playing outside leverage, and he's in his back pedal here. You're going to see that. And at this point, PJ's playing over the top. Levi Wallace is outside leverage. He's just playing this deep third. Bonito's coming off the edge, and Justin Sternad is coming out here to help out in this curl to flat area. And just basically from a route concept standpoint, you're going to get Jerry Jeudy. He's going to be running an in-breaking route. He's going to get 17 yards here. From the looks of it, let's watch it unfold, okay? Obviously, this is play action here. Bonito's coming out. You have a chip release from David Njoku. He's going to come out. So now Justin Sternad's going to come out here. Levi Wallace is playing outside and just trying to keep everything in front of him because you know you have safety help up over the top and inside of you here. And so basically for Sternad, this turns into man on Njoku. At this point for number 81, Barton's going to try to play him as man in case it's dumped off there. And now you have an in-breaking route where ideally Pat Surtain's communicating in. And right here, Brandon Jones is trying to climb over the top when I think Pat's trying to communicate, hey, break inside because he's got over the top right here. And then obviously you have a help right here from your safety. But you're watching 2 deep guys run right here. And so Brandon gets turned around here. Still almost makes a fantastic play. I mean, right there, does a good job, gets in phase, hand on the hip right here. Jerry Jeudy, good concentration, hauls in the catch, 17 yards right before halftime. All right, let's take a look at it, right? J-Mac off the edge. Blitz, replace. That's the number one rule. If you're going to blitz, you have to replace, whether you're in man, whether you're in zone. You're going to send, obviously, you got Malcolm Roach right there. He's lined up in a 2-eye. John Franklin Myers is in a 3 technique. Bonito on the outside. Cooper on the outside of the tackle. And then, obviously, we mentioned J-Mac here. So let's take a look. They're just trying to cross and stunt right here. Cooper's crashing inside. Franklin Myers is going to have to try to come out there while Bonito works the chip from the tight end, and then he's got a one-on-one here against the left tackle. And Jameis just does a good job. I mean, right there, he doesn't panic when there's chaos in the pocket. He delivers. He kind of sets up here, resets his balance, and then finds Jerry Jeudy here for a first down. Nik Bonitto is going to get the pick 6 right here for the Broncos defensively. This is right before halftime. First down markers right here. The Broncos here, they're in their base package, right? They're not in their nickel. They just got their base 4 defensive backs, Levi Wallace, P.J. Locke, Brandon Jones, Pat Surtain, 2 inside linebackers, your 2 outside linebackers, and then 3 down linemen at this point. Now, for the Broncos in this situation here, very, very interesting how they play this, right? They're going to, instead of having a 4-man rush, they're going to have a 3-man rush, or even a 5-man rush, they're going to have a 3-man rush. Jonathan Cooper is going to be playing right here in the slot. Jerry Jeudy's going to run deep over route and kind of turn it into a little bit of a scramble drill, and the Broncos defense accounts for it. You're going to get an in-breaking route right here from the running back. Obviously, Levi Wallace is playing his deep quarter here. P.J. Locke playing a deep quarter coverage. Pat Surtain playing his deep quarter here, and then obviously you have Brandon Jones playing right here. But because you're going to see Cooper playing a little bit of, in this curl to flat, he'll turn it into a little bit of a man look. He's going to get on the hip of Moore. Got an in-breaking route, good communication. There's nowhere to go right here because you got a safety here. Underneath the fender here with Sternad. Surtain over the top. And then now you've got Bonito rerouting number 2 at the bottom of your screen. He's going to communicate up, and he's going to take the inside route because Levi Wallace is pointing in. So now Bonito's going to shift to here. Barton is keeping, obviously, this guy in front of him, who is chipping, obviously, one of the defensive linemen on a chip release. And now Bonito says, hey, okay, he's not going to throw it to the tailback. This is the guy he's going to throw to. So he jumps number 34. He sees it coming because Jameis is hitching up. Zach Allen's bearing down on him. He's going to throw it there. Bonito says, that's mine. I'll take it. Touchdown, pick 6. This was a huge play for the Broncos defense. Without this play, they may lose this game on Monday Night Football. Nik Bonitto emerging a little bit as a Defensive Player of the Year candidate, right? So your 3-man rush, DJ Jones in a 1 technique right now, wide by Zach Allen. You're going to get outside here from John Franklin Myers, who got a tight end who's going to chip him and then release out. Denver's trying to keep everything in front of them right here, try to keep everything in bounds to maybe force the Cleveland Browns to burn a timeout or to just rally and tackle and avoid the big play. Jameis Winston trying to buy time. Pressure there from Zach Allen, who never gives up. He's got a relentless motor to him. Throws it. Bonito says, that is mine. I'll take it all the way for a touchdown. Unfortunately, on the next drive, Denver's defense would give up a touchdown with 17 seconds left. But, man, this was a big play here. Nik Bonitto playing good football this year. So after the Broncos get a pick 6 from Nik Bonitto, David Njoku right here is going to score a touchdown, his second of the game. The Broncos in man coverage right here. You're going to see, obviously, a safety playing inside over the top. Cody Barton playing inside spy. Now, obviously, if this tailback were to come back underneath, he would pick him up in man coverage. But basically, you're going to get your routes. You're going to get just 2 outs here to the left from number 1 and number 2. You're going to get a pylon route right here from Jerry, an angle route here from the tailback. And then David Njoku, Brandon Jones does a great job pressing off, the jump right here. He's just going to run the corner fade from the tight end position, and just this is a well-placed football by Jameis Winston. Good jam right there by Brandon Jones. The only thing he could have done better on this was maybe grow 4 or 5 inches taller on this play, but Jameis is going to do a great job. He's going to throw it high up into the air where only Njoku can body adjust to it. He makes a terrific catch here. It's a touchdown, his second of the game. You got to live with that in the NFL. Watch Jones here. Just watch, he's physically outmatched here, but man, he holds his own. He jams. Good jam right there. He's in position, and that's just a well-placed football. Nothing you can do about that. Live to see another day. Jerry Jeudy is going to burn the Broncos defense for a 70-yard touchdown right here. Now, they're in man coverage. Now, you may be asking, okay, Jerry Jeudy motion from the left side all the way to the right. How come Pat Surtain didn't go with him? Well, right now, the Broncos, they're in their base package, right? That means that they got 4 DBs. So there is no Jaquan McMillian. There is no nickel defense right here, okay? They're going to send the house here. They're going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you're sending 7, you got to lock up, right? So basically, Cody Barton is keying right here. He's got a green call unless this tailback swings out, then he would pick him up. You have 1 receiving threat, 2, 3 to the right side, 1 right here. Chubb's obviously a weapon you have to account for. But right now, this is, hey, a green call from the Broncos defense for Cody Barton. He swings out, then obviously it becomes a red call, and he has to reroute and pick him up here. But basically, the alignment right here is going to go, Pat Surtain is going to play man-to-man coverage on number 1 at the top of your screen right here. Cody Barton's in man alignment against Chubb, who ends up staying in pass pro. But basically, because you have these 3 receiving threats here, Levi Wallace will man up on Jerry Jeudy. You're going to get P.J. Locke. He's going to get, obviously, whoever the number 2 guy is, and then Devin Key's going to have to come up and get the number 3 guy at this point. So let's take a look here. Let's watch the pressure. The Broncos sending it right here. Now, obviously, Jerry Jeudy is running the vertical route right here, okay? Tight end right here is chip releasing against Jonah Ellis, and he's going to leak out right here. He's going to run the out. So P.J. essentially is going to have to pick up number 2, which is number 88. Devin Key's going to get over to pick up David Njoku while Pat Surtain is watching, and now he's going to pick him up one-on-one. Levi Wallace at this point is trying to close the distance. Jerry is just going to run by him, right? Because now you got these guys replacing and taking in terms of their coverage, and now he's got to climb over the top of that. He doesn't. He's not fast enough. Jerry Jeudy gets right behind him, and that is all she wrote. That is burnt toast, unfortunately. A rough game for the veteran Levi Wallace, and watching Jerry Jeudy have to do that, it's got to be a little frustrating for him here. So let's take a look here. Broncos going to send 7 on this rush right here. Dondre Tillman out wide. Jonah Ellis right here. Jordan Jackson, he's playing outside of the offensive tackle. And then you've got DJ Jones playing a 1 technique right here. Zach Allen is playing a 4-eye. And then you're going to get your linebackers blitzing as well. So let's take a look at it from here. Nice stunt. You're just trying to find a way to get home. I like the pressure look here. You're sending 7, but you know we got to get home quick or else this could be a big play. Fortunately, Denver didn't have the speed. Levi Wallace is not as fast as Riley Moss and doesn't have the ability to, I think, play man as consistently as he does. And this leads to a big explosive play. Add insult to injury, the end zone celebration. Nik Bonitto coming up big here once again for the Denver Broncos. He's going to get a sack right here, puts him at 11, half a sack away from Trey Hendrickson, and he's just going to beat the offensive tackle inside. Jonathan Cooper's going to scream to the outside here and is going to make it to where, hey, Nick's going to secure, get his 11th sack. And look, he's in the conversation right now, I think, for Defensive Player of the Year based on how he's playing. He had the pick 6 earlier in this game. The national world, if you haven't been paying attention to number 15 of the Denver Broncos, you are now. He beats the tackle inside. Tackle could have gotten called for holding right there. Jameis going to try to spin out, but then Bonito comes up, wraps around, and here comes Jonathan Cooper for cleanup. Big-time play by the Broncos defense because it knocked the Cleveland Browns back so far. Huge play right here. Now, let's take a look. Defensive lineman, Bonito out here, Cooper out here, and then you're going to get, obviously, a 4-eye right here on the defensive line. Zach Allen right here, he's playing a 2-eye inside shade of the offensive guard. And there's Bonito's just going to attack it, right? Offensive tackle is going to kick step here. And then, look, even that wide receiver or tight end is trying to double team here. He's just going to chip inside because these guys are working the double team against Zach Allen. You got JFM working right here, and then Jonathan Cooper's getting chipped from the Njoku, and he's going to get chipped here from Conklin. And now it's like, oh, shoot, inside leverage. Now Bonito chases. Cooper comes in, cleans up, sack. Big play here for the Broncos defense. Jerry Jeudy is going to get 35 yards on this play right here. It looks like the Broncos have a miscommunication, right? Because you got your 2-high safety look right here. Corners playing outside leverage. Pat's playing outside leverage. The issue here, as we talked about earlier, right? If the Broncos are going to send 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're going to blitz J-Mac here from the nickel, right? If you're going to blitz, you have to replace in coverage. Well, the Broncos, because you're going to get a vertical route right here. Levi Wallace is playing outside, keeping things in front. PJ's going to help inside in case he runs vertical and then starts to go in. Same thing here. You're going to get the outside route right here. Pat Surtain's going to play him kind of man-to-man at that point. And then you got Devin Key over the top right here. So because you're blitzing J-Mac at this point, you've got Justin Sternad right here who's keying, obviously, this guy. If he's going to leak out, he's got to cover him. You've got man alignment right here. But because you are blitzing, you have to replace. And I think this one, it could be on Cody Barton. I'm not going to deal in absolutes here, but based on what we know, right, you're going to get the route, outside leverage right here. You're protecting vertical, protecting deep. Pat's playing him man-to-man, and you got your two safeties that are helping over the top. He's coming out here because J-Mac is blitzing, and obviously if this tailback swings out, I think J-Mac will reroute that, turn it into a red call. Right here, Jerry Jeudy is going to come free at this point. Now, maybe we could ask, all right, hey, if Wallace is right here, and because you have a vertical route right here and you got the inside route, it could essentially PJ come down and play robber, possibly. Well, I'm not sure that was the look pre-snap here. So this is just a miscommunication, a busted coverage by the Broncos defense. I think that's on Cody Barton. And like I said, I'm not going to deal in absolutes here, but based on what our philosophy, if you're going to replace, if you're going to blitz, you got to replace. And right there, look, I mean, Cody says, hey, in. But the reality is Denver's safety and corner, they're protecting deep. So that means, hey, the underneath stuff is wide open. The soft spots there, Jameis Winston found that all night against the Broncos defense on Monday Night Football. All right, Broncos country, this is the game-winning drive defensively. Look at this guy right here, rookie cornerback Chris Abrams. Drain, first regular season game he gets put in probably the most crucial situation. I asked him after the game, he said, can't be scared of those moments. He said, I was ready to play. I've been preparing all season like I was ready. Now, obviously, he's going to cover Jerry Jeudy right here, man-to-man coverage. Jonathan Cooper right here is going to get a sack on Jameis Winston. The Broncos, they're going to play man coverage here. Justin Sternad on David Njoku. Man coverage right here from Chris Abrams, drain on Jerry Jeudy. Cody Barton, man alignment against Nick Chubb. And then Nik Bonitto is going to play man on this tight end right here. But the cool thing about this is, right, obviously, in a situation like this, the Browns might be expecting Cooper, your down lineman right here, and Bonito to rush because they're giving the indication here, right? Man-to-man coverage from Surtain. They're giving man indication here from the safety on the tight end here, which they can and they have ran that at times. And then you've got a safety who would obviously be playing over the top. That's the look here, pre-snap out of a too-high look. But really, the reality is man coverage right here, man, and then man, where you're going to have safety over the top to protect deep, because basically from a route concept standpoint, Elijah Moore is going to run a vertical post. Tight end right here is going to chip and come out to the flat. David Njoku, chip, come out to the flat. Jerry Jeudy is going to run an in-breaking route here. They're really trying to catch the Broncos here in a situation where they're hoping it can be a little bit of a design like, all right, hey, can we catch him in zone? That way it's like, hey, we can work the window here to get Jerry Jeudy underneath, right? But instead they get man, and Chris Abrams drain. He's playing inside leverage against Jerry. He's just going to open up right away because, hey, you have a safety over the top here in Devin Key. So let's take a look at it as it's formulating. Jonathan Cooper, as we know, is going to make a difference here. He's going to get a sack, but you can tell Jameis Winston here, he's going to look to target Jerry Jeudy on the in-breaking route. Now, Chris Abrams drain does a good job. Now he's inside leverage. He knows, hey, I got safety over the top. I just have to get in the hip pocket. I got to get in phase because this safety, Devin Key, is going to have to read anything coming vertical or inside. But the way that this route is run, Jerry bends it, Abrams drains in trail position, inside leverage, safety over the top. It'll allow Key to break there. Elijah Moore running deep, and you got Surtain, outside leverage, lock on the inside, man here, man on the tailback. Man, this is just, hey, we like our window. We like our chances. The safety bracket right here is going to help us. And Abrams drain, he's got Jerry Jeudy covered. Jonathan Cooper gets home on the sack here. I always think when we show these wide angles, you got to look at the coverage, right? When we get to these angles, now we can watch the pass rush. Jonathan Cooper makes this play here, right? Pre-snap, all right, you know it's going to be man coverage here, man, and then obviously man here from Justin Sternad on David Njoku, right? So now you got your interior defensive line. You got DJ Jones attacking a one technique right here. John Franklin Myers, he's in a 4-eye inside shade of the offensive tackle. Zach Allen right here, he's in a 3 technique. And so now it's Cooper on the outside. It's a 4-man rush. You're going to work the double team right here. That's happening. So now because you've got inside penetration right here, John Franklin Myers is going to stunt inside here where hopefully he can get home. And then now Njoku's going to release. Cooper's going to come out, and now he's got a one-on-one against Jack Conklin. Now he beats that. He attacks it. He keeps his outside hand free. That's always great, right? And good job right here from DJ Jones. Good job right here from John Franklin Myers. And now the pocket's collapsing around him. If DJ Jones isn't going to get him right there, Jonathan Cooper's going to wrap up, and here's JFM. The Broncos clean it up. Big-time play by Denver defensively in a big moment, clutch-time situation. All right, Broncos country, this is the final drive here defensively. Denver facing a 3rd and 14 in terms of the defense, right? So, hey, protect the sticks here. And what you're going to see, this is cover 2 man from the looks of it, right? So you're going to get inside leverage here from Chris Abrams-Drain on Elijah Moore. Inside leverage, man coverage on Jerry Jeudy from PS2. You're going to get man coverage on David Njoku from Damari Mathis. And you're going to have a safety playing over the top right here, protecting, right? So your safeties are playing those deep halves. Deep quarters. And then you've got Jaquan McMillian here on number 1. You've got Cody Barton here on Jerome Ford out of an empty look. Now the ball's on the left hash on the boundary side. The boundary is the short side of the field. The field side is the longer side of the field. And this is an impressive throw here from Jameis Winston. To be able to be on the boundary side hash, to throw this high to the outside on a perfect spot is great. But let's break down the play right here, okay? From a route concept, you're going to get an inside release here from Jerry Jeudy. He's going to climb. You're going to get an out route here from David Njoku, and you're just going to get a vertical release, and then he's going to bend it out on the NFL out here from Elijah Moore, and then you're going to get flat here from number 1. Jerome Ford's going to run sit inside. There's not going to be nothing there here, and then you're just going to get your standard 4-man rush, Jonathan Cooper, John Franklin Myers, Zach Allen, and then Jonah Ellis here in this situation. But let's watch Chris Abrams-Drain right here to start. He's playing inside leverage, and he's going to be playing this underneath, right? Because he's going to be kind of trailing here against Moore, because guess what? You have a safety over the top here. It allows you to be aggressive in that nature because, hey, if there is a comeback, you can get on the hip, you can throttle down, but you're not necessarily worried about getting beat deep because you have a safety over the top. Abrams-Drain plays this perfectly right here. Now, usually the Browns, they ran this route a few times where it's in breaking instead of out breaking, right? But obviously, I think in a situation, it's 3rd and long. They want to get to the sticks. It may not come on an in-breaking route. It may come on the outside throw. And Jameis Winston does a great job, and he throws this perfectly to Elijah Moore. You can question, was it in bounds? But because they ruled it 2 feet in bounds, even if they reviewed it and said, okay, hey, he didn't get that second foot in, they wouldn't have been able to overturn it. So on this one, if I'm going to critique anything, let's watch Pat Surtain. Let's watch Chris Abrams-Drain. Let's multitask here, Broncos country. My only critique on this one for Chris Abrams-Drain would be, okay, you're playing underneath leverage. You know you have safety up over the top. Just play that hip a little bit tighter, right? That way you can feel. Now, look, Moore's giving the indication like he may break this inside. I think that's what causes a little bit of hesitation here. Instead, he does a great job stemming, planting that foot, and breaking outside. Just stay on that hip a little bit more, get in phase. That way you can feel the breakdown there. Still, good throw there. Questionable whether or not it actually got in. But I'm not worried about the rookie cornerback out of Mizzou. I like that. Now let's take a look here at the pass rush. You get a chip against Jonah Ellis. You get a double chip here from the running back. And then you're going to get the chip here from the tight end where you're going to have Zach Allen. He's going to try to work here. He's going to get double teamed by the guard in the center. John Franklin Myers is going to come outside right here because Jonathan Cooper is crashing in against Conklin. And just right there, guard does a great job peeling back. Throwing it up, not guard tackle. Conklin does a great job peeling back. Let's watch it. Did he get both feet in bounds? Let's slow it down. Let's bring it down. Tough. But you know what? Live to see another day. Good rep there for the Broncos rookie cornerback. He's going to get better from it. It's the return of the Mac right here. Jaquan McMillian calls game, gives the Broncos an extended lead here with under a minute, like 30 seconds left in this game here. You're going to get a motion here by the Browns where they're going to motion to empty with David Njoku and Jerome Ford. All right, so now it's empty, 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 empty. All right, what do we have here, right? First down markers right here. So what's going to happen because you have empty the Broncos, they're going to check now. PJ is going to be playing over the top. He's going to be protecting vertically right here while you're going to get man-to-man coverage. Devin Key against Jerome Ford here. Justin Sternad is going to be like this middle spy that's going to help with anything that's an in-breaking cross pattern here. And then now Cody Barton's going to lock up here and man-to-man coverage on David Njoku. Jaquan McMillian against Elijah Moore, and then Chris Abrams-Drain, the rookie, against number 1 on the outside. Route concepts in terms of what you're going to see. You're going to see slant. You're going to see an arrow. You're going to see right here David Njoku's just going to run a sit, and you're going to get the out, and then just the fade here, and Jaquan McMillian reads this the entire way. This is just designed to be a little bit of a quick hitter, right? You get off coverage right here on the vertical route. You're going to get the out route right here. Jaquan just does a great job reading it, staying patient, and breaking, T-stepping, and getting into position and make a play on the ball here. Slant, bang, locked up, middle of the field, spy, man-to-man. All right, there we go. Let's take a look at it. We're going to go through a couple of replays here. And Jameis just trying to get this ball. This is just, hey, quick. This is a one hitch. Bang, I'm going to throw it to the outside. Jaquan is a great position right here. Because, I mean, there's Cody Barton, but Jaquan's in a great position right here because he can T-step, man. He can break at a 45-degree angle on this to undercut it, which is exactly what he does. Fantastic pick there. Stays in bounds, gets up. Hey, I wasn't touched. I'm going to take this for 6. House call. Denver Broncos. This clinched the game here for the Broncos defense. Let's take a look at it here once again. Just, I think, great overall coverage here by the Broncos. Great communication here in a clutch time situation. J-Mac going on and getting that play. And once again, taking it the distance for the house call. Look, you got Malcolm Roach running. You got PS2 from the other side. You got Jonathan Cooper flexing and going crazy right here. He's excited. And Broncos country, look at all these fans up here. They're excited. This was a thriller on Monday Night Football. Now, let's take a look at it here from the other angle. Okay, you get your motion. All right, hey, we're going to check man here. We're going to check. Boom, I got him because he's inside leverage, and you know you have a safety over the top here if you're Cody Barton, so you can play inside leverage against him. And now, you know, hey, I got other help here inside. So not only do you have key playing man on obviously the running back, but it's like, hey, we got to keep your eyes open here. Sternad, they're talking to him. Hey, got to keep your eyes open for anything crossing here. Okay, now watch, because Justin Sternad has no coverage responsibility in terms of a man, so he can watch Jameis Winston here. He reads Jameis's eyes. He says, okay, hey, he's hitching up. All right, I'm going to get over here. Look at that. Undercut play. Fantastic. Let's go back and let's bring this up a slow motion. Jaquan McMillian's had a terrific year this year. I know a lot of people said, well, he didn't have the year he had last year. Look, he's seeing more targets, more volume inside the nickel this year. He's playing pretty good football, folks. Don't sleep on J-Mac.